Adventurers, raiders, explorers. They risk everything in search of fame, fortune, and answers. Few find what they're looking for. But if they survive, they might walk away with lost treasures.
When all goes dark, you'll just be gone.
I'll high-five you all when I see you.
Mobile respawn beacon here.
My synapses are firing again.
This was a failure for one of us.
Hey, thanks. I owe you one.
Guns? Who needs guns? I don't need guns.
I know what I'm looking for. I won't walk away without it. 너를 찾을 거야.
T, it's me. Be careful. He's watching you.
Hey everybody, welcome to our next episode of the Devstream. Hard to believe it is June already, and we've got a lot of really fun stuff to talk about. I am Jay Frechette, Community Manager for Respawn. With me, Jason McCord and Chad Grenier, our fearless leaders on the Apex team. Guys, thank you for joining us remotely here for this episode, for a very exciting episode.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, it's always like, we always say time is hard to judge during these times right now. So it's like, it's nice having these dev streams. Just like, oh, it's been a month. Here we go. Time for another check-in. So it is the 22nd. EA Play has just happened on the 18th. We had some pretty awesome stuff to talk about for Apex. I think, Chad, as you were the arbiter of our messaging there, why don't we recap what we announced just last on the 18th for EA Play?
Yeah, I was really excited to just announce lots of things coming to Apex. So for starters, we're bringing Apex to Steam, which is awesome because now you have two choices, Origin or Steam. You've got your Steam friends. You'll be able to invite them, play with them, etc. So I think that's huge. But I would say even more exciting than that is we're bringing the game to Switch. Always wanted to work on a Nintendo title, so super excited. And because we're going to be on these platforms, of course, we need crossplay. So crossplay is coming this fall. You'll be able to play across all those platforms together with your friends. So couldn't be more excited. It's actually kind of surreal to think that we're actually going to be able to play with each other. McCord plays on PlayStation. I play on Xbox. I think you play on PC. We'll finally be able to party up.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a hard one to keep a lid on, I think, internally as we've been playtesting and it's becoming a real thing and building up to this announcement. This is one of those things that we're working on that felt really good to finally have out there in the wild. And we know players have really been asking for these things too. Info on playapex.com. We'll be talking more about these things, into the year, but very, very exciting stuff coming out of EA Play. We also announced another thing that I know players have been hotly requesting, our next collection event. Lost Treasures, yes, which launches tomorrow, which is really exciting. And so, like our previous events, we're introducing great new content. We got some great new changes that are happening to the game. Let's first go into some of the content stuff. First and foremost, would not be an event without a limited time mode. And Armed and Dangerous is returning with a twist this time. McCord, you want to walk us through that?
Yeah, so Armed and Dangerous, it's called Armed and Dangerous Evolved. The Armed and Dangerous that you know sort of smashed with Battle Armor Evolved that we released at the end of Season 4. Shotguns and snipers with Evo shields for everyone. So everyone spawns with Evo shields. And you'll play it on Kings Canyon. Yeah, and then, the difference this time around is Mastiffs on the ground instead of Peacekeepers. And I think the Evo shields are going to pull a lot more snipers out of the woodwork.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's been really fun to play that internally, for sure. Another thing also with the collection events, a Newtown Takeover. This time it's Crypto's turn. This is a really neat location. Also has some interesting gameplay twist to it. So, like, what can we expect in Crypto's map room, we're calling it, when it hits Kings Canyon?
Crypto's map room, yeah, in Kings Canyon. It's over on the landing pad, or maybe you call it the gas station, is how we call it, next to Repulsor. So it kind of takes over that little spot on the edge of the map. You know, it's a large building. It's green and white building, very crypto looking. Got a big satellite dish on top of it. You can enter it from the ground or from the roof, or there's a tunnel underneath that takes you up into it. And there's a jump tower and a respawn beacon nearby. And so the centerpiece of this town takeover is this hologram map of Kings Canyon in the middle of the building. And there's a button there. When you activate that button, the satellite dish pings the entire map for your squad. You can actually see the location of every player on the map for a few seconds. And you can pull that up on your, like, you can see them on the holo map. So like you see the ping go out on the holo map and you see all the little dots of where everybody is. It looks really cool. And then you can pull up your map, your world map in game, and you can see where all the players are there as well, you and your squad. So that's a really powerful tool, obviously, which is why it's located where it is. You also get to see the next ring when you do that too. So you get a lot of information when you do this, which is sort of Crypto's thing, right? You can also
we also reveal, like, if you get pinged with the satellite, you know that someone was there and just initiated it, right? So
yeah,
you can go be like, someone's in there. You can go seek them out. That's what I do and die.
There's TVs in the just Chad, this is for you since you die when you do this. There's TVs around the room that say how many squads are nearby. So you should be able to get a good understanding of how risky it is to hit this button and to get this information.
Yeah, it's really cool. And shout out to the artists. I think that just did a killer job with the holo table in the center. That's just seeing the map displayed that way and then showing off the pings. I thought just looked really rad how that came out in there at the end, for sure.
You could jump down into it and walk around on it, and you feel like a giant walking around in the hologram map. It's awesome.
You could be like you feel like one of the Leviathans for a second, crawling through there.
And then there's those bunkers around Kings Canyon should start to open up soon too.
Yes, that's right.
Might be something
also very cool
related in there.
Another thing we're introducing with this event and a limited time mode, and this is one of the early things we've worked on in partnership with Respawn Vancouver, a mobile respawn beacon. This is a very exciting element that we're adding into the game. So McCoy, can you kind of like break down like how this works and sort of like how we're introducing it for players in the Lost Treasures event?
Yeah, the mobile respawn beacon is an item that you loot. You use it from your inventory, sort of like the ultimate accelerant. You open up your inventory and use it. And then you get to place it like a care package. So you have a clacker that comes out and you get to see the ghost of it. When you use it, it drops down from the sky and lands. It makes a lot of noise, just like a care package would. And then anybody can use it. So at that point, once you use it, it goes away. At that, you use it to bring in your friendly and on a dropship. So you get these really cool clutch revives in places that you could never do that before in different locations. A lot of times you'll get in like the last 1 or 2 rings and there's no more revive. There's no more respawn beacons left. So now you just get to bring one in to that final circle with try and get that clutch revive. You also, so to introduce this in Armed and Dangerous Evolved, we're going to turn off all the respawn beacons on the map and everyone gets to come in to the map with one in their inventory. So everyone gets a chance to try it really easily. And then once the mode is over, it'll go into the normal loot pool and the respawn beacons will come back on.
Yeah, I had a great moment. I remember when we were playtesting it where it kind of clicked with me where a teammate had gone down and I grabbed their card. I immediately pulled up to map to look for a respawn beacon. It didn't see me and I kind of panicked for a second and then realized the mode we were playing that I had it in my inventory and ended up calling it right there on the spot and bringing someone in. And we ended up winning the match. So that was kind of like the moment for me in playtest where I was like, oh, this is so cool, just this extra agency that you have to make those decisions, which is really cool. It's and a cool thing to see it come together.
Yeah, it's actually why we did that in the mode, so that it takes a little bit of relearning. When your teammates goes down, you grab their card and your first instinct is run to the spot. I know the spots, right? And you get ready to go. And even if you have it in your inventory, it just doesn't click. We were even having a hard time remembering when we started testing this thing, right? So in the mode, you don't have any option. And you immediately go like, where's the respawn beacon? I can't find one. Oh yeah, I have one on me. And let me go find a safe spot and call it in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm always looking, when we introduce new mechanics like this, seeing the replay videos, the comeback stories, and what players are going to do and creative solutions that they find for calling people back. So, and I think especially seeing how this could potentially affect pro play as well, especially in those end circles, is going to be super interesting to see how it goes. We'll be looking at player feedback big time on this, so make sure to get your hands on it and let us know how you guys are enjoying it, what you think of it, for sure.
I challenge everybody out there to try to win a match by calling in the mobile respawn beacon. I bet it's possible. It can land on someone. That would be great. Yes. Please, I want to see those clips. That'd be pretty amazing. The art, just when it comes down and breaks apart, like it looks awesome. It's super cool, as always. We've introduced a new heirloom in this event. I feel like every time our artists and animators are just trying to bring it up another notch since we started introducing these. This is no exception. Mirage being our next winner, I guess, for the heirlooms with his little fun trophies. That's just, we're showing some gameplay footage of it. It's just hilarious. Just credit to our amazing artists and animators who build this stuff. It's just super fun. Fits his personality, I think, perfectly.
Great.
That'll be your next heirloom. Exactly. I think it's fun to come up with. It's great to hear community think of what they think other legends would have as their heirlooms. And I remember Mirage the statue being one that was coming up pretty often, especially from his scene in the Season 3 CG trailer where he gives his statue a little poke. So it just felt right on point for him. For sure. Very, very exciting stuff. So that's available now in the event as well. We have brand new cosmetics, some awesome new skins. You're seeing a few of them there behind Chad, and we're rolling some B-roll here that'll show you some of the other cosmetics that are earnable and chaseable in the game as well. All the details are in our event blog on Play Apex, so go ahead and you guys can check that out for more. Another thing we want to talk about here with this is not just the content, but also some big changes that are coming to the game. There's got a lot of things that are happening in the patch notes. Those are live right now, so you guys can follow along. We're not going to go through all of them, but thought there were some bigger changes in here that McCord wants to speak to as far as what the team is thinking from a design standpoint, especially on some of the changes we're making to Legends for this update, which are pretty exciting. So, Cord, without further ado, why don't you take it away on some of the cool new things that are coming in the patch notes tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll try to go through these relatively fast. Like you said, you can read along online on the patch notes. One of the big ones is Lifeline. Quick Band-Aid pull is Fast Heal is gone on Lifeline. We're trying to push her into a role of helping others instead of just being sort of able to heal herself really fast. So what we did instead is we added a new ability, a new passive called Combat Revive. So when she reses somebody, she drops her dot drone down on her friendly, and the dot does the rest, does the shield and everything, and she's immediately guns up again and can keep fighting. So she is the combat medic, right? That really plays to her archetype. She can res and fight, or she can res two people at once. She can drop the drone, and then she can go res her other friend as well at the exact same time. A while ago, we gave Gibraltar fast heal while in the bubble. So we wanted to sort of keep trying to pull those two apart a little bit more and give her something new. We also lowered her cooldown on her heal drone, so you can use it more often. And we also improved her care package. So she now will still get her one of her doors will always be a purple armor or a purple helmet or KO shield. The other one could be up to 3 healing items, and the other one could be up to 2 high tier attachments. So she's a little more reliable as somebody who can call in stuff for everybody. Another big one is Octane. We have heard people feedback on Octane. So we looked at what he wants to be and where he needs to get a little better. First off, he can sprint 10% faster while stemmed. So that's going to be really good for feeling like the speediest legend, which is what I hear a lot, right? He's supposed to be the fastest. He should be the fastest. Stem activation also cancels slow. So slow when getting shot, slow while moving through gas, slow when getting hit by Bangor's ultimate, any kind of slow. Stem, you just activate stem and you'll punch right through it. And then the fun one is his jump pad gives everybody that uses it a double jump. So you hit it, midway through, just right after you hit it, you now have the prompt to double jump, and when you double jump, you can redirect your direction. Because what we wanted to make, we got a lot of feedback that Octane's really predictable once he hits the jump pad and he's flying through the air. So we want to give Octane and the teammates that use the jump an opportunity to reposition really easily. So that should be a good one for him. For Wraith, so we're still looking at Wraith. I think maybe right now all Wraith mains are going like, no, please. Not again. Her win encounter ratio is very high still. So we looked at how we could tweak her. We didn't want to keep nerfing her into the ground. So we looked at what can we give back to her if we're going to take something away? So what we're doing here is we're going to,
Void running.
her tactical takes a little longer to activate. So it goes from 0.4 seconds to 1.25 seconds. So whenever you go to do your, her hand goes out to do her phase, now she has a little extra animation that comes out and then she does it. To compensate for that,
Phasing.
she gets a minor speed boost when it fires. She can stay in the phase for an extra second. So it's no longer a 3-second phase, but now it's a 4-second phase. She can use it more often, from 35 seconds down to 25-second cooldown. And you can see other players while you're in the void. So this makes for much better positioning strategy when you're in there. Hopefully you're not going to have as many opportunities or any more situations where you just pop back into the world next to some enemies. One more little tweak is her ultimate positioning came down a little bit from 4,000 to 3,000 units. We want her ult to be more about repositioning in fights instead of repositioning at really long distances, which is what Pathfinder is more about. So that's right. For Wattson, Wattson's goal this patch is to enable players to be able to breach Wattson positions, which is a really strong, she has a really strong foothold when she takes a building. So now her trophy lasts for 90 seconds instead of infinite. There's this cool little timer on the base of it, so you can see how long it has. But you can have 3 out at a time, and she can stack ultimate accelerates 2 at a time. So you can still pretty much have them up constantly, but you got to work for it. And then, so I'll go through a couple quick ones. We've got Crypto. He gets a couple small little buffs. His drone deploys 1 second faster than it used to, and his ultimate destroys Wattson pylons and Loba black markets. So he should be able to push Wattson fortifications a little bit easier. For Revenant, we've removed the range on the totem. So you can now use it and just push as far as you can. You still have a timer, but we just sort of realized that the range wasn't necessary. For Caustic, players can now shoot his barrels as he throws them out as they're building. You throw them out and they kind of inflate. During that time, you can just shoot them anywhere and they'll deactivate. That's just to stop Caustic from using them like grenades and more like placing them before, the hold-up position before players get there. For Mirage, you can send out decoys while you're skydiving, and it will send out a decoy of your whole squad instead of just yourself, as long as you're still with your squad. So we don't want you to split off and have this opportunity to fake people out. But if you're with your squad in skydive, you can send out a whole decoy squad. And then a quality of life for him is that when you send out his decoy, if you hold the button down and then when you release it, you'll automatically start controlling the decoy automatically. So that's for Legends. There's a lot going on there. And then the other one that's worth calling out, I think, is a nerf to the Havoc. So we tried nerfing it a little bit at the start of Season 5 and didn't pull it down enough. So this next patch increases the randomized recoil on to the right for the first few shots. So it makes it a little harder to get recentered right away. And then we've lowered its magazine size from 32 to 28. There you go.
Very nice.
Whew. Exhale.
Woo, beautifully succinctly done. We have lots of other changes that are in the game with this update, including some bug fixes and quality of life stuff that we're not going to go into a 2-hour episode detailing every single one. But like I said, patch notes are live on playapex.com. You can read through all the details right now before the event goes live tomorrow. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this with your busy schedules. It's always super cool to be able to go into detail on some of the changes. This is an event we're really excited about, so it's just fun to share stuff with players and to finally be able to talk about this stuff. So just to recap, crossplay, Steam, Switch, coming to Apex Legends, and we'll have more to talk about in the future. Super, super exciting. Lost Treasures, our next collection event, launches tomorrow with our new limited time mode, Armed and Dangerous, with some twists on it, mobile respawn beacons, Crypto's map room, lots of great changes to Legends and weapons. Lastly, for our Twitch Prime members out there, our next drop is available for Gibraltar Skin that you can, for linking an account. So if you're a Twitch Prime member, head over to Twitch, the link to get your free Gibraltar Skin, as that's available right now for a limited time. Enjoy the event. Please let us know your feedback on the bugs you guys are finding, all that fun stuff. We're going to be watching for all of those things, and we're super excited to play the game with you guys all this week with all the new stuff. McCord, Grenier, thank you guys. Anything else for our fans, our players?
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know
sorry.
how we did it. But somehow we did, and here we are. Credit to the team during this remote times for all the incredible work that we did. That we got this out the door. This is really, really exciting. So enjoy, everyone. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next month for our next Devstream.
Bye.
Yep. Thanks for having us.